Well, my name is Dorothy Wilson. I was born in Kingston, Jamaica. And what did you ask me?
Oh, is there a story behind your name?
Oh, well, not much of a story, but my father said my mother named me Dorothy for a movie star, Dorothy Lamour. But my mother said that's not true. She named me for her best friend, Dorothy Scott, who lives in Kingston also. Well, I didn't have any brothers, but we were seven children in all, and I was the first. Well, there was Dorothy and Ruth, and there was Jennifer, then Barbara, and Judith, and Claudia and Alice.
Excellent.
Well, we're all girls. So basically, whenever we went anywhere or moved anywhere, we always had our own room. I mean, a girl's room. And it depended on how many sisters were born at that time, because depending. So, but it was like three of us. You know, we had that one big bed in it. When there were like more than three of us, so then we would have two big beds because we always get the biggest room because we had to have the beds in there. So we had like 2 or 3 beds. Well, as a child growing up, my mother had 7 of us, all girls, and she assigned each one to have some chores that we have to do. I was in charge of the living room to make sure it was always clean, and the chairs were dusted, and the vase was changed, and fresh water and fresh flowers. And when the lamps needed trimming, I had to make sure they have enough kerosene oil in it. And I also had to trim the wick and wash the shades of the lamps and so on. That was my job. And I would clean the floors. That was my job, to clean my apartment. That's where. And in those days, we didn't have vacuum cleaners like we have now. We had to get on our knees and clean the floor. So we get on our knees and we get the dye and we get the coconut brush. And we get on our knees and we clean that floor, see?
A little bit of elbow grease.
Oh, a lot of elbow grease. But we make fun of it, you know. When we're cleaning, we make sort of clean to a tune, like we used to call it Johnny Cooper, not Johnny Cooper. Tick, tick, tup, tup, tup with the brush. And it's Johnny Cooper, we enjoy it. Everything we did, it was enjoyable because we put some sort of fun in it. There was always some sort of saying that go with it or something, you know. This is Johnny Cooper. So and that was my job, to look after the living room.
Right.
And then after I finished my job now, I would get a crockett's bag, get my book that I'm reading, and I would head out on my pillow and head out on the coconut tree. I'd spread out the bag, there's my pillow and me, and the book is under the coconut tree reading. So it was a nice growing up. I love the country. Look, little things we do we can't do here.
Yeah.
When you're growing up and you're little, time, it doesn't matter. You don't think about time. It's only when you grow up now that you think about time and you say, well, I have to do this, I have to pass this exam, I have to do that, I have to do that. But basically, as a child, you don't really think about time. The only thing you think about is like when it's time to eat, or when it's time to finish your homework before you hit school, you know, and that sort of thing. But basically, you don't think about time. Well, we went to live in the country, and then when we grew up, we moved to the town because we had to sort of go to advanced school. No, we no longer went to school, you know, elementary school. We gone out to the bigger schools where we grew up going there.
To intermediary and then high school.
Yeah, well, we were, yes, the latter part of the growing up was done where we were able to attend high schools, you know, and so on. So we went from one place to the other.
All right.
When we were going to elementary school, we walked to school. School was within walking distance. So everybody walked to school in the morning. You meet up your friend at a certain corner and we all walk together and go to school, and then after school we walk and come back and so on. Yeah, we walk to school every day. Oh, I love going to school. I love going to school. I especially we had quite a number of lessons. We had like 3 languages. We had English and we had French, Latin, English, 3 of them, and then we had that. We had like 8 other subjects we had to do. We had geography, health science, Bible knowledge. We studied the Bible as a book at school, Bible knowledge. And so on all our exams, even the one we do in university, we had the Bible knowledge as well as part of our curriculum. The thing about I used to love about school is that in the afternoons, we already teachers choir, 2 choirs, a junior choir and a senior choir, and after lunch we usually practice. And so I love that. I love the practicing and the singing and so on. And then
Tell me about the home you grew up in.
well, I grew up in many homes because I was living in Kingston at one time. Then they transferred my father from Kingston to Montego Bay, and I lived in Montego Bay. And then my father went and lived in the country parts, which we more or less we spent more time growing up in the country than we did in the town. We had lots of fruit trees. We run up and down. We had, nice times. Climb this, go look that, all over the place. Here we are confined to this, and then if we want anything, we have to go in a car, go get it, and so on. We walk out, we walk and go get what we need.
Right.
Because we don't, unless my mother went to the supermarket, and every weekend she would go supermarketing. But other than that, we have everything. We had pigs, and a little pig as a pet, about the size of, and we call him Piggy, and he would, whenever we need him, we say, Piggy, 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 and you hear, and he's coming.
Yeah.
And when we are in the dining room eating, we think he's lying down under the table in the dining room, and we have a foot scratching his belly, and he's going, and my mother sold the pig, and we all cried.
Oh, sorry.
Everybody cried. Everybody was crying for Piggy's gone. He was so cute, a little pig. And we used to hose him down with the hose, because they love this water business, and so on. So I like living in the country parts.
Yeah.
I like that. You have more space, and it's nicer than living in the town.
Yeah. Less
Much
chaotic, less
nicer.
hectic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
than living in the town.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.